Happy Thursday, everyone. My name is Raheem Escalai, and this is episode 254 of 413 Sports Talk. We are bringing it to you on the 27th of January. Hi, how you doing? Nice to see you. Today, I have the rest of, before you reach free agency, number 17 through 32 of the the players in the NFL whom need to be re-signed by their franchises. That continues college basketball, NBA, hockey from NHL, and we've got some Western Mass sports. As you know, all the student athletes in Western Massachusetts, shout out to all of you. Shout out to your schools. Shout out to your coaches, too. We got basketball, and we've got scores. The teams were ranked yesterday. No one complained. Must have did something right. Really, really stoked about that, honestly. Shout out to all you people who didn't complain but wanted to. I appreciate that. Today, we're going to start with something big. DCDQ is staying in Dallas. What the fuck did that mean? The Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, is going to stay put. He's not going somewhere else, not going to move up as the head coach. So, this might leave room for Kellen Moore to go get a coaching job, and Sean Payton to slip in as offensive coordinator. As you know, when I explained yesterday when we first learned the news of Sean Payton stepping away from the Saints after 16 years, he's of the Bill Parcells tree. He would go back to Dallas. That would make sense. Honestly, I think if Sean Payton goes to Dallas, it gives a lot of us reason to stop bashing them. Sean Payton's a respectable guy. Won a ring in NOLA. He's brought them to many a playoff games, only to be beaten by the Vikings. And he's just been this offensive mastermind. Loves to chuck the ball all the time, and as being a former quarterback, I love that too. So it's probably going to be no one's surprise to see that he'll eventually end up in Dallas. And if he doesn't, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Statue of the GOAT. Kobe Bryant and his late daughter, Gigi Bryant, were honored with a statue at the crash site where the helicopter went down. It's been 2 years. 24 months since Kobe and his daughter and the other passengers on that helicopter. They are extremely important. I just am not a good name rememberer. It's horrible. It's horrible to sit back and think that the greatest basketball player that ever lived is dead, and his daughter died with him. It's fucked, man. I remember I was on the bus with my brother Shaquille. Shout out to Shaquille Mitchell. And I told him, he ain't believe me at all, man. That shit was crazy. And we both kind of sat on the bus. Kind of sad. I was crying. That's my favorite basketball player. That's the greatest basketball player of all time. I don't even see Jordan. I see Kobe. That's it. So yeah, that's awesome to see that statue put up there. In other news, Big Ben Roethlisberger has officially retired after 18 seasons in the NFL, and he said, "Thank God." Big Ben was pretty good. 2 rings early, which led to a kind of boring, consistently lose in playoff game type of career. But that's kind of normal wear and tear for the quarterbacks that I've noticed that have won too early. Eli Manning, just completely, absolutely shitted the bed with the rest of their careers. So, Big Ben is gonna most likely be in the Hall of Fame. 2 rings. I don't know where he is for stats. I'd have to double check that again. Could be Hall of Fame worthy. Not too sure, but he was very good. Had probably outside of Peyton Manning statistically had a nasty rookie year, except with the interceptions. Justin Herbert had a very good rookie year. Ben Roethlisberger had a great rookie year because he had a fucking running game and a great defense stacked with all pros and future Hall of Famers. Ben Roethlisberger probably had the best rookie year of any quarterback, in my opinion. Statistically, might not have been better than Justin Herbert's 2 years ago, but damn, you have to look at the 2004 tape again and see Big Ben in action. Western Conference All-Stars for the All-Star game. Here goes the starters: LeBron, Steph, Ja Morant, the Joker, and Andrew Wiggins, the guy the NBA is trying to make into a star, but he really doesn't play like one. So yeah, there's your starters. Tomorrow I'll review the starters for the East Coast team. If you don't know them already, haven't seen them up anywhere, so let's hope I'm the first to break it. Brooklyn Nets to turn down trade deadline offers for James Harden, as they should. James Harden will retire as one of the greatest offensive players the game of basketball has ever seen. The Bears, fuck the Chicago Bears, if you don't know. Chicago Bears hire Indianapolis' defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus as the head coach. Ryan Poles as the GM. He got a cool last name. I wish my last name. Raheem Poles. How you in the bed? Bitch, my name is Raheem Poles. Anyway. Yep, so another group of management front office that's going to get it fucked up and not put pieces around Justin Fields, including, but not up to, upgrading that offensive line. That GM Ryan Pace failed to do. And that's why him and Nagy were fired. I hope Nagy never coaches anywhere again. Just to let that be known. Another coach that's gone. Chris Mack is out as the Louisville Cardinals men basketball coach. Cardinals lost to University of Virginia, who sucks if you haven't been following men's college basketball. On the road, they dropped to 11-9. They've dropped 5 of their last 6. It's time for the leader to go. You suck, dude. Retire. It's done. Basketball coach. Yeah, you're not a coach anymore, Chris. Anyway, so those are your stories for the news. Let's get into the meat of this episode and do it rather quickly. We're going to start with Western Mass Sports and the boys' side of things. Wacona in swimming over Taconic Hills, 64-12. Belchertown beats Agawam badly, 115-64. Central beats Turners Falls, 40-22, and Ludlow over Holyoke, 82-20. That closes the scores for swimming. Now let's move on to hockey. South Hadley and Amherst end in a tie at 5. Drury over East Hampton, 6-5, and Minnechaug over Belchertown, 4-3. And there go your scores for hockey. Now on to basketball. Yes, my favorite besides football. Agawam beats East Long Meadow 60-39. Wow, Coach Abad, what an ass whooping you received. Agawam improves to 10-3. Westside beats Holyoke 58-55. Holyoke has now lost 3 straight games. Westside improves to 6-5, a mark over 500. Go Terriers. Longmeadow beats Commerce 80-50 and improves to 7-6. Duggan over Turners Falls 54-47. Turners Falls is 0-10. On 2-8, St. Mary's beat Pioneer Valley Christian 50-19. In Hampshire over Munson 57-53. Munson drops to 2-7. Hampshire is at a modest 5-4. And those are the basketball scores. Let's wrap this up with wrestling. Duggan over Smith Volk 45-12. Granby over Mayhar 42-32, and Longmeadow over Westfield 60-18. Those are your scores for wrestling, and that's your half of the boys section for Western Mass Sports. Now on to the gals. Swimming, Wacona over Taconic Hills 75-72. Belchertown over Agawam 103-64. Central beats Turner's Falls 56-32, and Ludlow over Holyoke 90-38. Wow. And that's it for swimming. Now on to basketball. We have 3 games for you. One got canceled last night. Pathfinder beat Smith Vogt 25-23. Both teams have a record of 6-5. That was one of the lowest scoring basketball games I've ever seen. It's like an overtime game to when you play pickup of like 21. It's crazy. Pioneer Valley Chinese Immersion Charter School beats Westfield Tech. If you remember yesterday before that game tipped off, that was match of the non-winners. Pioneer Valley Chinese Immersion Charter School emerged victorious. They are 1-5. And Palmer beats Southwick 61-52. And it was probably for the girls' side the game of the week. Palmer improves to 8-4. Southwick is 8-3. There goes the basketball scores for the girls' side. And now I give you basketball tonight for both boys and girls. We'll start with the girls, shall we? Southwick at Renaissance. East Hampton goes to Mount Everett. Minnechaug at Springfield International Charter School. Granby at Amherst. Mount Greylock at Hoosick Valley. Go Hoosick Valley, yeah. Hampshire at South Hadley. Belchertown at Drury. Agawam at Monument Mountain. Ware at Greenfield. Turner's Falls at Putnam. Go Putnam! You're probably going to lose anyway. Athol at Franklin Tech. Smith Academy at Mohawk Trail. Palmer at Hopkins. And Lennox gets to play their scrimmage against the Frontier Redhawks, the Lady Redhawks, who are red fucking hot right now. That's it. Baseball tonight for the gals. Baseball tonight for the boys now. And we'll continue the rest of the episode. Pioneer Valley Chinese Immersion Charter School at Smith Vogt. St. Mary's at Gateway. Amherst at East Longmeadow. East Longmeadow's going down for the second night in a row. Westfield at Pope Francis. Pope Francis is one of my new favorite teams. Agawam at Minnechaug. Taconic at Westside. Taconic is mad at me because they weren't in the 5th spot in the rankings where Holyoke should have been, but that's going to get adjusted. Northampton at Central. Oof, Northampton, you're going to go practice? Springfield International Charter School at Chicopee. It's actually going to be a good game. Mount Everett at Duggan. Ludlow at Westfield Tech. Pioneer Valley Christian at Pathfinder. And Hander Charter School Science East goes to play Jason Knapp and McCann Tech. That's basketball tonight for the boys' side. Now let's move on to college basketball men's. Seattle over Stephen F. Austin 70-62. LSU over Texas A&M 70-64. Texas A&M or LSU is ranked number 19. Number 22 Marquette over Seton Hall by 10, 73-63. VCU Virginia Commonwealth Union over number 25 Davidson 70-68. Indiana over Penn State 74-57. Wichita State over UCF 84-79. Oklahoma over West Virginia, 72-62. Iowa State in overtime beats Oklahoma State, 84-81. Miami over Virginia Tech, 78-75. UVM over Stony Brook, 80-63. South Carolina over Vandy, 70-61. Number 17, Providence Friars beat number 21, Xavier, 65-62. Number 18, Tennessee Volunteers over the Florida Gators, 78-71. A little accent in there. That's college basketball for the men's. Now on to the women's side. Number 19, Oregon beats Utah, 70-66. Number 18, Oklahoma does its rival dirty, 84-58 against Oklahoma State. Iowa State Cyclones beat Kansas 77-62. Baylor beats Texas Tech 88-80. Texas over K-State, number 25 K-State, 66-48. Arizona Wildcats beat UCLA 74-63, and the Yukon Huskies are ranked number 10. They beat DePaul 80-78. That's college basketball on the gals' side. Now let's talk about hockey and basketball, and then we can go. Colorado over Boston in overtime, 4-3. Chicago smokes Detroit 8-5. Calgary blanks Columbus 6-0. San Jose takes care of Washington 4-1, and in overtime, Toronto over the Anaheim Ducks. No Emilio Estevez this time, in overtime. And that's a wrap for NHL. Finally moving on to the NBA. Cleveland over Milwaukee, 115-99. Charlotte over Indy. What I have noticed is the highest scoring NBA game of 2022. Charlotte Hornets balled, went off, shot all types of threes, did all types of bullshit. 158 to the Indiana Pacers, 126. I'm beginning to believe that the Indiana Pacers are one of the worst defenses the NBA has to offer. Just saying. Hope there ain't no Pacers fans out there watching this. Clippers won a game. 111-102 over the Orlando Magic. Wow. Choked up in my words. Hawks over the Kings, 121-104. The Heat beat the Knicks 110-96. Nuggets over the Nets, 124-118. What a great game. Chicago over Toronto, 111-105. Memphis beat San Ann, 118-110. Phoenix Suns beat the Utah Jazz again, 105-97. And the Mavs over the Trailblazers, 132-112. This has been episode 254 of 4 and 3 Sports Talk. I am your host, Raheem Escalay. Very happy to bring this show to you guys. A lot of energy. On YouTube, we have 44 subscribers. Really trying to build that number. On Facebook, we are trying to as well. Trying to grow to be the best show on the East Coast. Love you all. Wish you nothing but health, wealth, and success. And I'll hit you in the morning with episode 255.